All right, this is take number 2. I already fixed the problem, but my audio wasn't recording, so I'm going to go through the whole thing again. Basically, the Razer Viper Ultimate has an issue with the 2 mouse buttons that causes them to creak. And it's really annoying, and sometimes it's really noticeable. Especially if you're playing a shooter and you go to right. For me specifically, the right click was worse than the left click, and I think it has more to do with how you hold it, because if it's not being pushed directly down, it'll creak against the actual case itself. So, and I would reproduce it, but I can't because I already fixed the problem. But it seems that a lot of people get these R-made, and when they come back, they're not working anyways. And so what I ended up doing was picking up some switch lube. For a lot of times this is used for keyboards. It's 205G0, so it's grade 0, 205. It is a pretty light grease, but not so light that it's runny. It's pretty good from what I understand, for all purposes. I have a size 1.3 Allen key here. This is what you're going to need after you take the feet off of the mouse, the skates. One of the issues that we have, I was going to try to save the skates that I already had, but even using the hairdryer method, when you go to push it off, the actual skate separates from the adhesive holding it on. So just in case, and I'm glad I did, I ordered these skates from CorePad. These are the Skates Pro 180. These are the best replacements that I could find at the time of gathering all the materials, because Razer hasn't been providing any of their own that I could find. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go and I turned the mouse off because this is also the mouse that I'm using on my computer right now. So sorry about that. I gotta make it quick because I'm running out of memory here on this camera. I literally have it zip tied to my mic stand right now because I don't typically make videos, but I hate the idea of buying something and having to send it back, or being upset about something so stupid. I wish that this wasn't a problem, and I wish that Razer would have just figured it out the first time. But, it is what it is. So when you crack it open, you'll notice there are 2 connectors. These, in my case, I just a little bit of wiggle in. The bigger connector came up. It was a little more difficult to pull off. Normally there's some tabs that you would pull on these, but it doesn't appear to be so in this case. So pull these guys straight out. This is the bottom board. I don't think we really need to do anything with this right now. The main problem, and excuses the lighting, I know it's probably not the best, but the main issue here is inside of this shell. And I'll see if I can't get some better light on it. Where are you? Let me see if I can do this. Oh, that might be better. So, in the shell, see how many things I can do with one hand here. In the back of the shell, you'll notice this pin right here. This actually rubs against the case of the shell, and this is where most of that noise is happening. It's kind of a really weird design choice to have plastic rubbing plastic, but it is what it is. Hindsight's 20/20. Basically what I did was I just took a very small amount of this switch lubricant on a paintbrush, and I went through and all around that plastic pin, I put some of this lubricant on. You don't need to use a ton. You probably don't want to use a ton. But just enough to coat it, at least for now. I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know if I'm going to have to do this again. Hopefully I won't have to do it again, but you never know. Now, when I first opened this and I was kind of looking at it, it kind of seemed like this platform here, which actually pushes the switch, may have been contributing to it as well. You don't want to put anything on the top because that's where it's going to press down on this purple button here to actuate the key press. But I did put some, and again, it's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry. It's black on black. No, it's not going to do nothing. I did put some where it looks like it's rubbing the housing. And then on the base here, I took some and I put it around these two posts that look like they line up with the posts that we lubed first. And the result is actually pretty good. This mouse sounded about as bad as any of the videos that you may have seen, or as bad as any of the comments have been on their Amazon page or the subreddits or whatever. It was not great. But now, even if I try to get it to creak, and I'm going to hold it right next to the mic, I mean, I can't get it to creak. I'm specifically twisting the buttons so that they rub against the housing. I can't get it to creak anymore. So I think the problem is pretty much fixed. It's a simple fix. It's not expensive. And it'll save you the hassle of shipping this thing off and waiting to get a new one back and then being disappointed when the one that you received does the same exact thing. And I'm somebody who, like, every time I have an issue on my car, minus the big stuff like getting a transmission replaced or whatever that I just don't have time for, I like to work on things myself, and I feel like if you just take the time sometimes to go the extra step with some of the things you buy. I mean, keep in mind, I use this almost every day. This is what I come home, I game to relax and all that. And so I tend to look at it as more of a tool than, just a mouse, more than just a toy. And every once in a while, you need to do a little bit of maintenance to your tools. So all I'm going to do now is reinstall these 4 screws using this teeny tiny Allen key, which I just happen to have by chance. I wasn't expecting it to be Allen for whatever reason. I was expecting it to be like a small Star or a small Phillips. So just by chance, I have this Allen key set in the house. Made it pretty easy. Once you get the screws installed, and they're all the same length, so you don't really need to worry about what screw goes where. But once these are all installed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to clean off all the schmoo left over by the original skate pads, and that's important because if you don't clean this up, you're not going to get good adhesion with your new skates. I'm going to clean all that up. I'm going to put the new skates on, and hopefully she'll be as good as new for a while. So I hope this has helped somebody. I wanted to at least try and document a fix for it because it's really annoying. And, while this does seem kind of ridiculous to do, I enjoy it otherwise. This was the one gripe I had with it. So in any case, I hope this helps somebody out. Have a good day. I'll see you later.